Hi, hi there. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about something called the 180-degree rule and why it's actually cool. So, first up, what is it? What is the 180-degree rule? Well, it's a way to think of framing camera angles for film and TV. And it allows the viewer to sort of get an idea of a subject's position in space. So if you have multiple people in the scene, you get an idea where they are sort of geographically relative to each other. And it allows the viewer to not get confused and not break the suspension of disbelief. So it's, but I hear a lot of comics pros or comic creators say, they say, oh, but comics aren't cinema. We can't apply rules from cinema to comics. I disagree, and here's why. TV isn't cinema, but it will still follow the rules. And TV, cinema, and comics are visual mediums, and they rely on successive images to convey meaning and context. Because of that, there's a shared language we can use that's relative to cinema, TV, film, animation, any visual medium, basically. We can talk about things like shot selection, so wide shot, mid shot, close up, two shot, over the shoulder, POV. These are all great ways to describe a shot, and we use those in comics. So why not the 180-degree rule as well? So how does it work? Well, generally, any action in the scene has a line of action. And so if we imagine you got some people talking to each other, their eye line, the fact that one actor is talking to another actor or looking at another actor, that's your line of action. So if you keep the camera on one side of that line, everything will work fine. So let's look at an example, shall we? So here's a example of a scene. Perspective view. We've got two people sat in a table. I've put a camera here. This yellow line represents the line of action, and we've got a red guy and a blue guy, and this is what the camera's seeing. So, for example, we've now got our red guy, and he's talking. And that's a really good place to put a speech bubble. You could say, "I don't like your TPS reports for last month. They seem slapdash and shallow and pedantic," or something, whatever. Johnson, the blue guy, I'm just making up names on the fly at this point. He responds by saying, "Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir. I will endeavour to do better for next quarter. Now, all we've done is move the camera from there to there, but can we see what's happened?" He speaks first, and this guy speaks. And they're facing the same way. And it looks like, for all intents and purposes, they are sitting at the same table side by side. They're not facing each other. So this is a problem. This is an example of us breaking the 180-degree rule, right? So let's go back to our initial shot, and this time we'll move the camera from here to here. So red guy talks. "Johnson, I'm not very happy with your TPS reports for this quarter." And then Johnson replies, "I'm sorry, sir. I'll endeavour to do better. Last quarter was very difficult because we had the annual reports as well." Look, instantly, this makes a lot more sense. He's facing screen right, he's facing screen left. They're talking to each other. There's lots of space to put the balloon, and we know that he's looking at him, and that he's looking at him. And we're respecting the 180-degree rule, so let's move the camera somewhere else. We can move it to an over-the-shoulder shot. I don't care about the next quarter. I want the next week's to be perfect, for example, he's saying. And Johnson's saying, "I'll do my best, sir. This should be a good quarter. We can get a really good report done for you." I don't know what they're saying. I'm giving you an idea of what they're saying, is what I'm saying. And then we can go back to an establishing shot, or make sure that you do. "I've got my eye on you, Johnson." And Johnson could say, "Okay, sir." Or just a little speech over there. "Okay, sir." So that's how we can use the 180-degree rule to frame our shots. So how does this work for a scene that's a little bit more dynamic? Well, in this example here, we can see a car chase. This is like every cinema car chase you've ever seen. The hero's in the red car being chased by the cops because, I don't know, it's got a tail light out or something, I don't know. But the path of action, the line of action, is the path that the car's taking. If you see my pointer, it's this line here. Look at this. There's your path of action. So as long as you pick a side of the road to be on, and it's the same side, then you can frame these shots and they'll make sense. What about if there's more than one character? Well, in this example, we've got 3 actors unimaginatively titled A, B, and C, and our initial shot, or the blocking of the shot, A is going to be talking to B. So A is going to be looking at B. So the eye line is the line of action. There you go. There's your line of action. So as long as you put an establishing shot somewhere beside the line, it should work. Personally, I'll probably put my camera there. That's where I'll put my camera. Now, while they're talking, I can move around this line, but what about if A now turns to C? Well, we need a close-in on A turning to face C, or we can go wide. As long as we see that A is turning to face C, then we can set up a new establishing a new line of action, and we can put our camera this side of the line, for example, because then we can still see B. If we don't care about what B is doing, then we can just go back to this. But it makes more sense, I think, to have this, especially if he's talking, because then we get like this red guy, blue guy, red guy, blue guy. So in essence, an establishing wide shot will allow you to redefine the line of action. Now let's go back and take a look at this shot again. I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but left-hand guy is always taking the left-hand side of the frame. The blue guy is always taking the right-hand side of the frame. Left-hand side, right-hand side, left-hand side, right-hand side, left-hand side, right-hand side. Now it's really good for keeping things working. It's really good for flow, which I think we'll do in the next video. We'll do about flow and reading order. Incidentally, I've got a quick little, whilst I think about it, I've got a little experiment I'd like to run with you. So if you're watching the video, and if you are, that's great, thanks for watching. I want you to get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to draw a rectangle. This is going to be a comics panel, and it's going to be a wide shot, and I want to show someone's journey to and from work. So I want you to draw your rectangle, and inside that rectangle I want you to draw a house, and then I want you to draw somewhere else on the rectangle a place of work. It can be an office block, it can be a shop, it can be a farm, or I don't know, just a square with work written on it, right? Once you've done that, I want you to draw an arrow from the house to the office or to the workplace, and I want you to write just above that arrow, going to work. And then I want you to draw another arrow from work back to home, and I want you to write going back home. Put in the comments if the arrow that goes to work is facing, as you look at it, from left to right. If it is, put it in the comments. If it isn't, put it in the comments. I'd be really interested. Also, I'd be really interested to know if your culture reads from left to right or right to left, like English or French or Spanish or European languages. Generally, we go from left to right. I think it's Arabic and Hebrew, other languages like this, they go from right to left. So put that down as well. I'd be really interested to sort of see if there's any kind of correlation to how we think about flow in terms of reading order and direction. Yes, so yeah, a little bit of homework for everyone. So yeah, that in a nutshell, that is the 180-degree rule. I think it's really useful. I think it's useful to think of, especially in terms of flow, line of action, especially if people talk to each other. You don't want to get people confused about where people are. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you do the homework that we just said, the homework task, please comment, let me know. What way is the arrow facing? And also tell me what way you read. Is it left to right or right to left? I'd be really interested to know that. All right, everyone, take care. We'll see you all in the next video. All right, see you later. All right, bye now.